It's the first weekend of 2024 and the first time for the new releases at the movie theater and on streaming. So can we watch? What can we watch?
That's a good question. Well, here to tell us all about it is movie reviewer Greg Russell. Hey, Greg.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. Happy New Year to both of you.
Happy New Year.
Good to see
New Year.
ya.
So, you know, let's start with Night Swim.
Yes.
Nothing starts 2024 like a good scary movie.
That's for sure.
How scary is this, Greg?
Well, do you like to swim? You might not want to anymore.
Okay.
At least in a pool.
I love it already.
We cancel that out for 2024.
I love it already.
I mean, this one stars my nephew Wyatt Russell. You remember him when he
Yes,
was on our
yes,
show
yes,
a few
yes,
years
yes,
back?
yes.
And also Kerry Condon. And what it's about is he is a professional baseball player who had to retire because of injuries. So he and his wife look for a new home. They find one with a pool, thinking, oh, this will help with, getting him back in shape. The pool has other ideas.
That is terrifying.
Yeah.
They're just trying to do the right thing and live their lives.
That's right.
And then?
The pool.
So wait, is the pool kind of like The Fog?
Sort of, kind of.
Okay.
We got to talk with them about it, and here we go. There's got to be something. We're getting this house for $28,000. How did that work out?
20. Did we get the house for 28 grand?
We thought it was a bit more.
A little bit more, but
Yeah.
It was good. That was part of the part of the trepidation. I think with always the story was like, how much money do we have?
I remember we had that question in rehearsals and it took you about an hour to answer it. I was like, how much money is in our savings
We're like, no,
account?
we're in Minnesota, and we're like looking on the Zillow.
Yeah.
Like, how much are houses in Minnesota?
you think it's going to be so idyllic, and then all of a sudden it just turns into this nightmare as far as what you bought.
Yes, yeah. But I think it was common in their relationship. I think at the beginning of the movie, like they certainly love each other, but I think there's a kind of a little bit of cracks, right? That's what we'd kind of established, that he's going through kind of a rough time since he's retired and he's having a hard time dealing with that. So they're not a perfect couple at the beginning of the movie anyways.
Right. But then, like you said, you're working through things, especially like with you, with the kids. You want to get them involved, like in the same sports that you were involved with, baseball. And but everybody seems to love the pool. But for some reason, the pool just
Doesn't love us back.
there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the conceit for the movie. So that the idea is that the family sacrificed a lot. Eve has sacrificed her whole life of, I believe it was education, that we had been traveling around. It's the journeyman's, the sport journey, and now it was our time to like settle down, and he just can't let it go. And the pool provides this incredible magical power that will heal his MS, and he's going to be able to be a baseball player again. And the family's going like, "Don't do this. This is a bad idea."
I love your responses.
Her reaction's like,
I was like, oh,
no.
And you're like,
Is that sort of thing coming out of the drain?
No, I love it.
Good. How many reels for this one, Greg
That's
Russell?
what we kind of put at a 3 because there are certain things that almost weren't answered a little bit, but it makes you just kind of wonder about, if there's going to be a sequel or what have you.
Oh, there'll be a sequel. There's got to be a sequel.
Now I'm not going to get into a pool.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Here we go.
So up next, I'm in, by the way.
There you
Up
go.
next, we have a movie from Spain called Society of the Snow.
Yes.
And this is based on a true story.
Yeah, about this rugby team that wound up crashing into a mountain back in the 70s. And Ethan Hawke was in the movie back in the day called Alive. So it's all about these people, what they have to do to survive. I got to talk to one of the survivors. And I got to tell you, this was just one of the most interesting and fascinating conversations I've ever had. So here we go as he shares his story. And I got to tell you, it's so great to shake your hand after seeing the experience.
Yeah, I'm like a legend there.
Yeah.
But at the same time, a human being,
Absolutely.
And my grandsons are fascinated to see this film. I think this is a family film, serious family film about values and behavior and everything. Grandma remembers about it. The youngster, 15 years old. My 4-year-old the other day, he said, "Grandpa, I want to climb mountains and save my friends like you did." So I had to bring him to the mountain and show them.
What was it like for you just to watch this? I mean, obviously, of course, you lived it, but now seeing it again after, 50 years.
You know something? People were waiting for this film. They're saying, when you're going to do a film? Oh, you already did it. No, man, come on. In the mountain, with the cameras at that altitude, with the sound people can have today and the kind of shots and computers. And this is what happened. It's a film with a state of the art of what happened in the mountain. I think that's incredible and a big difference from other films. Yeah.
Right. And then even seeing the actor who portrayed you, he did a great job. What did you think?
Oh yeah, he was great guy from Argentina. He plays Roberto Canessa and being serious and being distant and not trusting other opinions. I was always grown very wide. My mother said, "Be yourself, do what you want." I would say, "Mommy, I want to go to the moon," and she would say, "What kind of suitcase you want to bring?" You know.
It's good, mommy. Good, mommy.
Wow.
Just his spirit
Yeah.
alone. I mean, thinking about what he went through, I'd still be sitting in a corner probably somewhere.
Well, just
you know?
seeing him watching a movie that he lived,
Yeah.
I mean, just adds so much more element to the movie.
Right.
So how many reels you give this one?
4 for sure.
Done.
4 for sure. I mean,
Okay.
it's very inspirational. We think we have problems.
No.
We
Yeah,
have seen
right.
problems.
It's incredible. And they went through a lot, and you say they don't tell all the secrets because
Right.
they promise not to, right? All right. Well, finally, let's talk about season 2 of The Gilded Age.
Yes.
Which is now streaming on Max, which I love this show.
I heard.
It's super popular. So let's talk about the second season.
Okay, it's of course again at the turn of the last century, and it's all about when the industrial age starts, as you know. So it's about those who are getting and those who aren't. And the most intriguing thing, though, for me, and I even got to talk with them, are just the family names, the Russells and the Bruces,
That's right.
which are my family names.
Uh-oh.
And we got to talk with them about that. I really enjoy watching The Gilded Age. I mean, I love the storyline, love all the characters. Also love the fact that the main family's last name is Russell, and another family in the series, their last name is Bruce. Well, that's a combination of my family's names. So glad to see you, cousins.
Great.
That's
It's
funny.
great you
That's
could
fun.
see yourself in the show. That's marvelous. Yeah.
Carrie, a question for you. Could you imagine in the beginning how popular this series would become?
Yes, no, I mean, you always hope when you're making something, especially when there's so much love and attention put into the sets, the costumes, the writing. I mean, you want it, you want people to love it. And I have to say the reception is very gratifying, especially for the Russells. I think people have found the marriage in particular really compelling, respectful, ambitious, sexy, all those things. And you know, it's a great delight to play. And I never get recognized, but when I do, people are really they're really into Bertha. They're really on her team, even though they don't want to be.
And then for you, cousin George, I mean, Morgan, this story takes place about 100 years ago, but it's fascinating to see that that was the beginning of the industrial age of America. And that's when things just began to grow and build in this country.
I mean, I think even if you look at the architecture of a lot of, some American cities, you can still see this was a time there was just a tremendous amount of literal building, a lot of our infrastructure. I mean, the Transcontinental Railroad.
Russell. That's Mr. Russell.
George Russell, my
George
uncle.
Russell. Get out of here.
I had an uncle, George Russell, and an aunt, Bertha
That's
Russell.
insane. But I love the drama and the intrigue in
Oh,
this
yeah.
series, too. There's a lot of it.
That's for
I can't
sure.
wait for season 3, which I hope is happening.
It is.
Okay.
Well, yes.
It's supposed to.
Yes, it's supposed to.
So what'd you think of season 2?
I enjoyed it. I mean, again, like I said, I just got bested because of, like the whole family thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just interesting to see the haves and the have-nots and how they interact with each
That's
other.
right.
And if they come up with a character next year named Gregory Bruce Russell, I'm looking for a check.
This guy wants to be.
So you're the luckiest guy. You get to do all of these. All these interviews. Where can people see more of your interviews?
I'm glad you asked. Just go
Yes.
to movieshowplus.com. You can check out more interviews, also the long form of them as well. So check it out there. Plus also, hey, we may have something we're giving away to you.
Very cool, Greg. Thank you so
you.
much.